Hello, dog lovers, and welcome to another live show. Hope you're doing well. My name is Saro from Saro Dog Training. This is Saro Dog Training live dog training channel. We are live to answer your questions and talk about dogs. And if you have any questions, feel free to uh, ask them in the chat area. Please make sure to mention your dog's breed, age, and sex. In this channel, we talk about dog training, specifically dog training without the use of treats, food, aversive tools, or methods, force, or domination. Instead, we focus on training dogs using a unique dog training method that uses play and praise as a reward system. And today I want to talk about a little bit about the this new study that has happened. It's about uh, a group of 9 wolves and 6 dogs were observed as part of the study. The study has found that dogs are unable to differentiate human based on their generosity. So basically, what it is, it's like giving dogs treats doesn't make them like you more. So I know if you're new here, you may not know this, but in this channel, as I said, we focus on training dogs without the use of treats. And one of the things that I always mention and I always repeat is that dogs, they do not care much about treats. It is the human who cares about the treats, giving treats to dogs. And finally, I mean, there has been studies done before that it talks about, dogs, they don't give much importance to treats. And this is one of the latest studies. And let's go through it a little bit together and figure out what exactly they mean. And let's see if there is any similarity between what I have been preaching for the past, I would say, 16 years or so, and if the study is also matching the findings that I have come across findings that I have come across. And I haven't seen this report completely yet. It's my first time I'm also looking at it. So, um, winning dogs over with a bag of treats might have been debunked after scientists observed canine behavior towards humans giving or withholding food from them. Let me make it a little bit bigger for you so you can see it. Animal behaviors from the University of Veterinary Medicine, Vienna, conducted a study to see if canines would appreciate a generous handler over a selfish one. So, what they're doing is they either are giving treats to the dog or apparently they're not giving treats to the dog. Surprisingly, dogs showed no preference towards either the generous or the selfish human. So this is a good uh, indication that first of all they don't care about treats, right? They don't. Dogs really don't care if you have treats or not, if you're giving them treats or not, or if you're using treats or not. Treats, it's a momentary pleasure, like seconds. They eat it, swallow it, and it's gone. And the pleasure of it, it's gone in a moment. Uh, that's why I don't use treats. That's why one of the reasons that I don't use is because it doesn't have a high value. And some of you, or some of you who have worked with dog trainers, or some of you maybe also dog trainers who are watching this live show, and you may ask, well, you have to use a high value or low value treats to entice the dog to do things, right? But the problem is that when first of all the focus is on the wrong matter. Like we're focused on the idea of figuring out what treats or food is the high or the low value. We're completely on the wrong path. That finding out what treats or food are high or low that your dog is going to respond to is the wrong path, first of all, to be on. The focus should be somewhere else, which you learn on this channel what the focus should be. First of all, relationship. Second of all, the connection, the bond that you want to build with your dog. If you have all these three, you're on the right path. You don't need to focus on treats. Therefore, using treats becomes a waste of time and energy. Let's continue on this study. So a group of 9 wolves and 6 dogs were observed to see if they could form reputation of human in a food giving situation. So we it says we found that dogs and wolves at the group level did not differentiate between a generous or selfish partner after indirect or direct experience, said the paper. This is because dogs cannot remember incidents of generosity and so have no concept of gift giving. However, researchers found that wolves were more attentive towards the generous person, while some dogs and wolves did prefer the generous partner in certain instances. This part, let's dive in a little bit more because it's very important to understand this part as well. So, dogs and wolves, this is the two different species. We are talking about two different species, although they are the same species, but they are separate species. One is domesticated animal, dogs. The other one is wild animal, wolves, right? So we're talking about two different types of animals, but they are the same species or a little bit different. They are canines, yes, but they are one is changed, become domesticated. The other one is wild and pure. So wolves, actually, they showed more interest in when the towards the generous person, the person who gave food. That's because the wild animals, uh, they are programmed to be looking for food. They are programmed to be in hunting mode 24/7. They are designed and programmed to live like that. So anytime there is food, there's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for them to uh, get fed and not starve. But dogs, on the other hand, have been living with humans, so the food is always available for them. So therefore, the food doesn't have as much value as it would do for wolves. This is very important for you to understand that when it comes to, yes, if you want to use treats or food or clickers or tools or gadgets, yes, it will help if you're working with wild animals. But when you have a domesticated animal who's been bred and designed and made by human for humans, we're already half of the half of the way already with our dogs because they don't need as much as work as we need to put on as much as a wolf would do, right? Those are easy. You don't need to focus again on treats or food. You can train them easily without the use of treats or food. Um, let's go through a little bit more. Some studies as say that dogs cooperate with the humans because they can form an understanding of their reputation by observing them interacting with others. Let me just go back a little bit. I forgot to mention this part. However, researchers found that wolves were more attentive towards the generous person, while some dogs and wolves did not prefer the generous partner in certain instances. 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 That is because dogs cannot remember incidents of generosity and so have no concept of gift giving. This is also very important for you to remember that, as I said in the beginning, when you give treats to a dog, it's a momentary pleasure. They don't memorize that. They don't say, oh, because you gave treat, I'm going to be uh, grateful to you, or because you gave me treat, I'm going to sit next time when you say sit. Most of the times, I see that, have seen it, I see it all the time. People in public or wherever they are, they ask their dog to sit or stay, and the dog doesn't do it. And the owner says, "You know what? Just because I don't have treats with me, that's why he's not sitting or staying." Right? Oh, I forgot to bring my treats or food. Anybody has treats or food? Can I borrow some? If if that's the situation for you as well, that's exactly what the study is telling us. That hey, they don't memorize that you gave them treats or food, therefore they're going to repeat the behavior that you want. Repeating a behavior does not happen by repeating feeding the dog or giving dog treats. This was very important for you to remember and understand this part of the study. The researchers tested this ability to see if evolving during domestication or was already present in their wolf ancestors. So as I said, there's a difference between dogs and wolves. So one is domesticated, the other one is wild. Um, the two-phase experiment at the Wolf Science Center in Austria involved the animals observing an interaction between two humans and a dog, where the generous human fed the dog and the selfish human withheld the food. Afterwards, the animals demonstrated whether they had formed reputation of the humans by choosing which of the two humans to approach. The second phase tested whether each animal formed reputation after directly with humans who either fed them or withheld the food. Statistical analysis of the results suggested that the generous handler did not have a better reputation with either the dog or the wolves. The animals did not have a preference for them after either indirect observation or direct experience of their generosity with food. This is amazing, right? This is not only it's amazing for me because I've been preaching this for many years, and finally, uh, there's a study that proves that feeding dogs, giving treats to dogs, um, it's nothing to dogs. Now, there are few other downsides of using treats. One of them is, as I said, you start depending on treats, and whenever you need your dog to behave certain ways, you have to rely on treats. The treats have to be present in order for the dog to behave certain behaviors. You are always depending on something, and that is the wrong way of approaching dog training in general. And the other thing is, um, the health issues that you're causing in your dog when you're using treats, right? That's the other downside. Dogs, animals in general, they're not supposed to be fed or being in eating, consuming uh, mode 24/7. Unfortunately, most dog owners, they do feed dogs all the time. Whether they're feeding their meals or during the day they just give treats because they want the dog to behave certain way or stop doing certain things, or train the dog with treats, and the dog is 24/7 in feeding mode, which is not healthy as well. So I'm glad that dog researchers are doing some research about dogs, and there's not much studies happening regarding this concept of dog training without the treats, because one of the sides of dog training using treats is a business model that has been developed for many years, and there are many companies who promote this type of dog training. So it has to do with the marketing as well. Um, but I'm glad that studies like this are happening, and I'm glad that most of the studies, in a way, I'm sad that it's only happening in Europe and it's not happening much of these studies in North America. Europeans are more involved with dogs. Uh, for some reason they do study dogs. There was a big study done regarding dogs' health and diet and food in Europe, different countries of Europe, and it's not happening in North America because most of the food companies and treat companies are in North America. Wonder why? So here we go, and I hope you enjoyed this little teaser about the study and this concept of dog training without the use of treats. I hope it has turned on some light bulbs in your um, mind mindset, and you're ready to uh, approach your dog training from different point of view. If you need information about how to train your dog without the use of treats or food, there are there is a solution. There aren't anywhere else. The only solution is available on my website, sarodogtraining.com. I would say I am the only one at the moment who's providing this unique method of dog training to the public, this type of training, dog training without the use of treats. The only source of dog training without the use of treats, it's me, and as far as I know, it's me, my channel, my YouTube channel, and my website. If you want to learn more and understand more, make sure first of all to subscribe to my channel right away, right there. Let me point it out to the right place. Right there, there is a subscribe button. I will say right here. There's a subscribe button. Click on the subscribe button so you will get subscribed to the channel. So anytime I post a new video or if I go live, you will be notified. Second of all, I'm going to put it in the chat area as well. Visit my website, sarodogtraining.com. It should be in the chat area. Yeah. Um, Visit my website and book a free call. It's a free video call where you can we can talk about to see if you are an individual who's excited to train their dogs. First of all, train their dogs using play and praise, a fun, simple method of dog training. And if you want to be working on your goals of having the perfect dog. So I have the perfect plan. If you want to have the perfect dog, we can work together. All you have to do is set up a free video call with me for we talk about dogs, your dogs, or all your issues that you have for about 30 minutes and figure out if I'm the right person, right coach for your dog and you, and if you're the right person for the program that I have. All you have to do is, again, just go to sarodogtraining.com. Simple. And I see there is one of the channel members is in the house, Cynthia Ingram. She's saying hello to all of us. Thank you for being here. I hope you're having a great day. And anytime you have any questions, just feel free to ask me your question. Cynthia is one of the channel members. So if you want to become a member as well, there is a button somewhere around this video that you're watching now that it prompts you to become a channel member. Channel members are supporters of the channels. We appreciate them a lot. And anytime they have a question, their question becomes the top of the line. Their questions gets answered right away as well. Meantime, I'm going to go to the. Is there a question from Jazzy J? Let's see. There is Jazzy J also is in the house. Thank you for being here, Jazzy. Hi, Aaron. I have a Aaron. Oh, I think you're mistaking my name. My name is Saro. I don't know, maybe Saro. Maybe you heard it the wrong way, but that's okay. Saro, Saro. And your question is, I have a Shih Tzu. She's 1 year and 8 months, and she won't come when I call her. She's not potty trained. I'm stressed. Uh, so you're having few issues. One of the first thing that I want to mention here is you just mentioned two issues that you're having, and I'm sure there are few more. One of the things that I used to do with my clients was that I used to ask them, so is this the only issues? And they would say, no, there's that too. I would say, okay, is there any more? Oh, yes, my dog does that too as well. It does this too, and does that too. But the thing is, there's so many issues here that we have to address them. And if you feel like you're stressed and overwhelmed with all these, excuse me, one of the first things that you want to do is to start investing in your life, right? In your life with your dog. If you're stressed, you have to start investing in knowledge, uh, invest time and effort and money to figure out how to solve this problem, how to make this life better for you. A little, a little session like this won't help you to achieve that. But I can give you some tips that you can get started, and then think about it to start investing maybe a lot more than this to your situation that you have. So the potty training, if it's a year and a half, 8 months old, the problem with that is, I would say your dog it's not potty trained. You didn't do a good job of potty training your dog, so your dog at this age still doesn't know what he's supposed to do, how he's supposed to do, where he's supposed to go. The problem with that is that when a dog is um, confused like that, is not potty trained, there are a few reasons that happens. Um, and one of those reasons is, one, probably when they were puppy, you didn't potty train it properly. Two, I would say the main issue from my point of view, based on the age that you're giving, is that your dog is stressed, is confused, is not having a good life, it's not happy. Something is causing it to be stressed, anxious. There are many reasons why that can happen. Uh, so your dog is marking or peeing or having potty training issue, is so called, and that is basically your dog is telling you, giving you signals that, hey, I'm not happy, I'm not satisfied, I'm stressed, right? So that is something that, those are the things, the two things at the moment that it comes to my mind that you can start exploring. I'm going to put a link of a video that I want you to watch. This goes a little bit more in depth about this issue. But first, you know, admit that, first of all, your dog wasn't potty trained properly, and second of all, if it has been potty trained, it's stressed now, and you have to address it. And how can you address it is by understanding what to do and what to provide to your dog. My main tip always is, why is it that a dog is stressed and confused and peeing or doing any of bad behaviors, is because their daily five essential needs hasn't been provided, which are exercise, training, socialization, care, and then affection. And you have to provide them in this order as well. You can't just be, you know, providing affection at no reason, at no time, anytime. You have to provide them at the time that is ideal for a dog. For a dog, training and exercise usually is the best time is in the morning, and somewhat a little bit in the afternoon, for example. So they need good amount of exercise. They need, which is physical stimulation. They need training. Yes, dogs need daily training. But if you're thinking about training your dog with treats and training your dog this and that, that's the wrong way of looking at dog training. That's soldier training. Dog training should be fun, exciting, have some energy of positivity in it, that you say, you know what, I want to do training with my dog. It doesn't become a chore. Training is also a mental stimulation for your dog. Next is socialization. Socialization is a social stimulation for your dog. A dog always needs social stimulation. They are very social animals. They love to be socializing. Next thing is care, which you should provide a decent, proper care for your dog. And the last thing they need is affection. Affection is, to love and, have all those good stuff, spoiling, so-called, your dog. That comes at the end, after you have provided exercise, training, socialization, care, and then you share affection. So this is my formula. If you focus on that and you provide these on daily basis, it may help your dogs to have less accidents as well. And that leads me to your next problem that you're having is when you're calling it, it doesn't come. She doesn't listen to you and she doesn't come. Guess what part is missing in that formula? I'll give you a moment to think about it. Which part of this formula is missing when it comes to this issue that you're having? I would say training, right? You're not focused on training, or you're not committed on training your dog. So therefore, your dog doesn't know what it's supposed to do. And that's why it doesn't come to you. Training has to be done on daily basis, so your dog knows exactly what calm or recall means. If you don't practice it on daily basis, how do you want your dog to know what it is, what it means? Your dog doesn't come prepared, pre-trained, ready to go. You have to do the work. You have to do the actual physical uh, labor of training your dog. Now, when I say labor, I don't mean, again, if you're thinking, oh, damn, I have to train my dog, I don't have time and energy, I'm tired, all that, that is a chore that you're thinking of doing. If it's a chore, then you're not going to do it. You're going to slack, and you're going to avoid doing that, and that therefore you're not going to get the results you want. Therefore, your dog is not going to come when you call it, right? But if you use my dog training method, for example, which is using play and praise, and these two things, your dog loves it, and I'm sure you love it too. You like to praise your dog, you love to play with your dog. If you use those two, then it's not a chore anymore. It's a fun activity that you're doing with your dog. And meanwhile, yeah, you're playing and praising your dog, you train your dog, then you get great results, and therefore your dog is going to come anytime you call. So let me see if I can show this. I posted this clip on my Instagram page. Um, Hold on. I posted this clip. I don't have it in my computer. That's why I can't show you in my video, in my live session. But I'm going to try to show you here. Let me see if I can. Oh yeah. Let me clear up the screen so you can see it. Let me see if it's going to. So the best. Here's the play. So look how far my dog goes, and how she comes back to me. I hope you can see that the effects of it.
Okay.
Boom, she came back, right? She went pretty far, right? But she came back. And that is because I use play and praise to teach my dog to learn everything, right? So, for example, the fetch game is one of the best games to teach a dog to come. Not only teaches to come, but it teaches a lot of other um, commands and retrieving and control and listening and all kinds of things, right? So you have to focus on uh, improving whatever you're doing now. You can't just expect your dog. The other day I wrote an article uh, about what it takes to have a dog, a good dog. Not only it takes these things that you have to do, right? It takes a human to invest time, energy, effort into and money. Yeah, you have to invest money. You can't just leave it for now. He'll get better. She'll get better, or she's gonna grow out of it. It's not gonna happen. If you don't invest now, you're not gonna get the um, benefits of it in future. So you have to invest, you have to provide your dog's daily needs, you have to uh, take some time to invest in your dog's knowledge to get the results. Like, I'm not saying that for let's say I have a beagle, and beagles usually live with us for 16 years, let's say. It's not that for 16 years I'm training my dog every day. No, I'm investing a lot in the beginning, the first year or two of my dog, a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot of energy to train it so I can benefit the rest 16, the 14 years, for example. But during that 14 years, it's not that I'm not doing anything. I'm still focused on, I have a 12-year-old beagle. Harvey is 12-year-old now. Um, I'm still working on it. I'm still exercising it every day, train it as much as I can, socialize it, provide the best care that I can, and I'll share a lot of affection with my dog. I spoil my dogs uh, because I love them and I want them to have the best life, but I just don't just spoil them. I provide their daily five essential needs. I hope that answered your question, Jazzy. Thank you for the question. Meluna is in the house. Says, "Hello, Sarah. Thank you for your tips and videos." Or thank you very much for being a member of this channel. I know you for a long time. I know you have been with the channel for a long time, actually. And thank you for being here, and thank you for being live here as well. Yeah, any questions you have, let me know. I hope you benefited today from the live video session that we had. I hope you can consider going back and watching the beginning of the live show as well if you missed it, to go through the study that has been done about dogs and lack of interest of dogs in treats. It's very interesting to learn that as well. So yeah, if there is no any questions, we're going to end the show here. If you have questions, you have 1 minute to ask your questions. Otherwise, I'll be leaving the live show. And before I leave, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon as well, so you will get notified as soon as I go live or if I post a new video. On this channel, we talk about dog training without the use of treats or food. And if you're interested in working with me, make sure to visit sarodogtraining.com, my website. The link is in the description area as well. All the information that you need is in the description. And I think that's about it. I hope you enjoyed today's live show. Until next time, have fun with your dog.